Hey everybody, Sakshi Zion here. Blessed love, beautiful, fantabulous Freedom Friday. I'm feeling blessed, feeling fired up. Big shout out to my team, Simple Freedom, Freedom Now. We're making it happen. We on fire, fastest growing team in the industry. Yo, if you haven't created your free Simple Freedom account and checked us out yet, do that. You know, it's free. Come on, check us out. See what we got. If it's not for you, it's cool. If it is, which it probably will be, because everybody's looking to save, manage, and make money. And you know, get in there. You know, ask me for a link. It's on and it's popping. We're excited. We are blowing up. But today, the reason I'm doing this video is because I am starting a brand new video series. Because I want to read this really powerful book that I just got. It's called The Millionaire from Nazareth, His Prosperity Secrets for You by Catherine Ponder. And this book, you know, it challenges, it proves the falsity of all the misinformation about Christianity being opposed to abundance, that it's pious to be poor, and stuff like that, and this total, you know, nonsense information that really the world has been infected by for over, you know, 1,000, almost 2,000 years. The earth has been plunged into this false teaching that being poor is blessed and being rich is a curse, when actually it's the opposite. Being poor is the curse, and being blessed, being wealthy, is a spiritual blessing. So you're gonna see what I mean when we start reading this. So a lot of you guys are gonna get this book once I start doing these videos, but I wanna, you know, read this to you guys, give my own commentary, and we're gonna have some interesting conversations based off of these videos, I'm sure. So here we go. I'm going to start with the introduction. There's gold in the gospel for you. The word gospel means good news, and the good news is that there's gold in the gospel for you. We have often thought of Jesus as the great healer, which he was. We have regarded him as an expert in prayer, which he was. But Jesus also understood and used and taught the mental and spiritual laws of prosperity in a way that no one before or since ever has. Not only did he know the great eternal truths about universal abundance, but he dared to reveal how the average person in his time, or any time, could develop an inner consciousness of supply that would tap that universal abundance. Because the political situation of Jesus' era controlled the economic welfare of his followers, teaching prosperity was an especially bold and fearless thing for him to do. Yet Jesus seemed to know that a part of his mission in becoming Savior of the world was to save mankind from its erroneous beliefs about financial limitation being a spiritual necessity. That he dared to teach the spiritual principles of true abundance was a part of his greatness. Not only did Jesus' prosperity teachings catch on during his lifetime, but history reveals that the early Christians and the early church followed through on his prosperity teachings to such an extent that early Christianity was a prosperous Christianity. It was only in the later centuries, for political reasons, that the pagan idea arose that it was virtuous to be poor. This pagan idea was deliberately used to again enslave the masses during the Middle Ages. Unfortunately, this false idea has been passed down from generation to generation, so that it has continued with us until this day in some religious circles. If you have been enslaved to pagan poverty beliefs, the time has come to declare your freedom from them, and from all financial havoc they have probably caused in your life. Indeed, the prosperous truth is that, as a child of God, it is a sin to be poor, and it is your spiritual birthright to prosper and succeed. Now, before we go on, I just want to say, no disrespect to pagans or people who, call themselves pagans out there. This is not calling you out. This is just going back to a historical situation where at the time there was, a common belief within the pagan circles that being poor is virtuous. And it caught on in Christianity because there was a lot of merging between pagan ideas and Christianity. But the original Christianity, as taught by Yeshua, Jesus the Christ, was about abundance. And as you'll see as we go in this book, parable after parable, teaching after teaching, Jesus is giving very significant prosperity teachings. So we'll do one more little section before we end. Jesus' wealth. Quite to the contrary to what most of us have been led to believe, Jesus certainly was not poor. Instead, Jesus was the wealthiest man who ever trod this earth because he was one with all interior and exterior wealth. A wonder-working mind that could turn ordinary water into the finest of wine, multiply bread and turn fish at will to feed thousands, raise the dead to life, and heal all manner of disease. He could hardly be poor, especially if these invaluable services were being performed at today's prices. Indeed, a man who had the ability to manifest money from the fish's mouth with which to pay taxes, and who could cause large and valuable drafts of fish to appear for the fishermen, where previously there had been none, would be considered a multi-millionaire on today's economic scene. Although he manifested literal financial supply, both for himself and his followers, Jesus also symbolized the divinity in every man that is never poor. I came that they may have life and may have it abundantly. John 10:10. He reminded his followers of their own divinity through stressing the Old Testament teaching. Ye are gods, and all of you sons of the Most High. Psalms 82:6 and John 10:34. It was the purpose of the Christ nature in Jesus to succeed and to rest in divine bounty. It is the divine purpose of the Christ nature in all mankind to also be an instrument of that success and bountiful abundance. In this great age of enlightenment, nothing less can possibly satisfy the evolving soul of an illumined individual. An inner consciousness of wealth includes all of the vast benefits of outer material wealth, the earth and the fullness thereof, Psalms 24:1. But it encompasses much more. To learn and apply the prosperity principles Jesus taught is to become at one with all interior and exterior wealth, and to reap the peaceful, soul-satisfying benefits that such a consciousness brings. So you guys, you see that this is paradigm shift right here. This is what Jesus always intended for us to be prosperous, to be at one with the interior spiritual wealth as well as the physical wealth of the earth, the fullness of the earth and the fullness thereof. So we're gonna test our own beliefs as we read this book. We're gonna see that many of these beliefs are so deeply embedded in our consciousness. We've been conditioned to believe, to think that we're not worthy of wealth, that maybe we don't deserve it. Well, actually, we're gonna find out that we do deserve it. We deserve it so abundantly that the abundance of the wealth of the universe is going to pour into us when we just realize, when we wake up to this realization, to this consciousness. So I'm excited to keep sharing this information with us, with all of you, with our team, with the world. The world needs to know this information. The world needs to wake up and stop believing these false teachings. So I hope you enjoyed Stay tuned for the video coming tomorrow. We're gonna dive deeper into this book, and everybody have a great day. Live life full, abundantly, be prosperous, be happy, serve your fellow man, uplift your brother, your sister. Let's get this freedom now. If you're interested in simple freedom and how we're creating lifestyle freedom, connect with me. Send me a message, comment below. Thanks so much everybody for watching. Freedom now, simple freedom, blessed love.